When I was 15 years old, I couldn't wait to get my driver's license. Anyone? Anyone else? All right, I see a few of you. You were a little too excited, by the way. Man, I was excited too. I went to my parents to get all the required documentation, including my social security number. And that's when they gave me the one fact that would change my life forever. That said, son, you don't have one. So of course I followed up. I mean, how do I get one? All my friends have one. They said, no, son, you don't understand. You can't. You're undocumented. Undocumented? What did that even mean? You see, I had good grades in high school. I was a student athlete. I was homecoming king. I had huge plans for college. I fit in everywhere at school. Until that conversation. Until I found out I didn't have some number. Then I no longer belonged.
It was my first week at a new high school, and I was feeling a little bit nervous, trying to get adjusted to the new environment. And then during my last class, an administrator pulled me out of the classroom. As I left, I could hear the students murmuring, "Ooh, she's in trouble." I was confused, yet I followed this giant administrator. We got to the office, and I was interrogated about the fact that I had a Colombian flag on my binder. They pulled my records, they kept my binder, they accused me of being a gangster. A gangster. They spoke to me awful, like nobody had ever spoken to me before. I was humiliated and devastated by the people that were supposed to support and guide me. I was an excellent student, yet they made me feel like I didn't belong.
My name is David Urrea.
And my name is Angela Hurtado.
And we're the co-founders of HoPe, the Hispanic organization
promoting education.
HoPe is an organization that works with students who face a wide array of barriers to their success. Limited financial resources, parents working multiple jobs, low motivation, being undocumented, having to work themselves to provide for their families, being tempted by drugs, gangs, dropping out, even suicide. Feeling overwhelmed? Imagine how they feel.
What do all of these barriers have in common? It's a lack of belonging. Research shows that when a student is not connected to school, they're more likely to drop out, engage in at-risk behavior, as well as face unemployment and incarceration. Yet a sense of belonging changes all of that. Mentally, financially, academically, it reconnects a student to school. It builds resilience for them to overcome any barrier that comes their way, even 20 years into adulthood, creating productive members of our society. David and I faced many of these barriers, and when we met in college, we decided to do something about it, because we believe that every single student is one caring individual away from being a success story. So one day, at a local Wendy's, we created a nonprofit. We knew, we knew that we couldn't change the students' socioeconomic status or immigration status, but we could create a place where they could belong. So that day, we took out a black pen and a yellow napkin, and we wrote HoPe. And that was the first step into a journey that changed our lives forever and the lives of thousands of students to come.
So how do we do this? We accomplish this through the HoPe Leadership Chapters, an after-school program where high school students are the change makers in their community. And I'll share with you how it all works through the story of one of our students, Elisa Lara. Elisa first met HoPe at the age of 14 when she attended her school's student orientation. She was a freshman. She had learned English as a second language, limiting her from really showing off her excellent academic ability. She felt different, like she didn't belong. But right away, she was greeted by her local HoPe chapter team of leaders with this electrifying joy, and they invited her to join. She quickly got engaged in leadership activities, community service projects, educational workshops, and fundraising initiatives. 2 friends became 4, 4 became a small group, and a small group became a regular table at lunch. She found a place where she belonged. Elisa then became a chapter leader herself and joined multiple student leaders from across various high schools in Georgia who would now receive monthly coaching from HoPe, coaching on leadership development and public speaking, civic engagement and conflict resolution, even financial management. Elisa is now a senior in high school, and she is so excited to go to college next year. And she leads a community of 150 students who are eager to learn, lead, and serve, changing success from a question to an expectation. Recently, one of the administrators at her school summed up her impact this way. He said, Elisa and her team have transformed our school from the inside out. Elisa's high school is one of 60 in Georgia with HoPe leadership chapters. That's over 3,500 students and families being served each year. And our aim, our goal, our big, crazy vision is to reach and serve 100,000 students by the year 2030. And our program recently achieved a 100% graduation rate for a 10th year in a row. But this isn't just about graduation rates. These students are creating a new standard of living for themselves, their families, and generations to come.
As adults, it's sometimes hard to remember ourselves at 14 or 16 years old. Shoot, as a mother of two little ones, it's so hard to remember anything. But think back with me for a second. Remember how overwhelmingly important it is to fit in somewhere, in order to push yourself, in order to be confident enough.
Confident enough to believe that even as an immigrant, the American dream could become a reality for me.
Confident enough to believe that I had the leadership skills to make a change in my community.
We give students a place where they are known, challenged, cheered, a place where even when they're surrounded by the steepest of obstacles, they can draw strength and confidence from one powerful thought. I do belong. Thank you.